Did you know that over 300 different languages are spoken across Africa, showcasing the continent's incredible diversity and rich cultural heritage that predates many major religions? Today, let's explore a controversial topic that has been debated by scholars and historians for centuries. Did religion destroy Africa's culture? It's a complex and multifaceted question that requires us to delve into the historical context of Africa's cultural practices and belief systems, as well as the impact of major religions on the continent. Understanding the intersection of religion and African culture is crucial in today's context as it has shaped the identity, values, and practices of many African communities. By examining this relationship, we can gain valuable insights into the cultural heritage of Africa and its ongoing evolution. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition of the need to preserve and promote Africa's cultural diversity, but this movement has also sparked debates about the role of religion in undermining or erasing traditional practices and beliefs. Africa's cultural heritage is incredibly rich and diverse, with over 3,000 ethnic groups and more than 2,000 languages spoken across the continent. Before the arrival of major religions, African societies had developed complex belief systems, spiritual practices, and cultural traditions that were deeply rooted in their histories and environments. From the ancient pyramids of Egypt to the vibrant kingdoms of West Africa, the continent has a long and storied history of cultural achievement and innovation. African societies were organized around kinship ties, age grades, and initiation rites, which were central to their social, economic, and political structures. The cultural practices of Africans were often centered on nature, the ancestors, and the community, with a strong emphasis on communalism and cooperation. In many African societies, the land, forests, and wildlife were believed to be inhabited by spirits and ancestors, who played a vital role in the lives of the people. In this context, traditional African cultures placed great value on oral traditions, storytelling, and music, which were used to pass down history, myths, and cultural values from one generation to the next. The cultural heritage of Africa was characterized by its diversity, complexity, and richness, with each society having its unique practices, beliefs, and traditions. The spread of Christianity and Islam across Africa was a complex and multifaceted process that involved missionaries, colonizers, and African converts. In the 15th century, Portuguese missionaries arrived in West Africa, marking the beginning of a long period of Christianization. As European colonization intensified, Christian missionaries played a key role in the conquest of Africa, often working hand in hand with colonial authorities to convert local populations. In many cases, Christianity was imposed on African societies through force, coercion, and violence, leading to the erosion of traditional practices and beliefs. The spread of Islam in Africa was more gradual, with Arab traders and scholars arriving in the continent from the 7th century onwards. Islam spread rapidly across North Africa, the Sahel region, and the Horn of Africa, where it was often adopted by local elites and rulers. In many African societies, Islam was adapted to local cultural practices and beliefs, leading to the development of unique forms of Islamic practice that blended African and Arab influences. However, in some cases, Islam was also imposed through jihad and conquest, leading to the suppression of traditional practices and beliefs. The arrival of Christianity and Islam in Africa led to a complex process of cultural assimilation where local practices and beliefs were adapted, modified, or erased. In many cases, African converts were forced to abandon their traditional beliefs and practices, leading to a loss of cultural heritage and identity. Resistance to the spread of these religions was widespread, with many African societies fighting to preserve their cultural traditions and practices. In some cases, African societies developed syncretic religions that blended Christian, Islamic, and traditional beliefs as a way of preserving their cultural identity. In Nigeria, for example, the Yoruba people developed a syncretic religion that combined elements of Christianity, Islam, and traditional Yoruba beliefs. Similarly, in Ethiopia, the Orthodox Church was shaped by African and Christian influences, leading to the development of a unique form of Christianity that was deeply rooted in African culture. Despite the challenges and conflicts, many African communities have sought to reconcile their traditional practices with religious beliefs. In Ghana, for example, the Akan people have developed a rich cultural heritage that blends traditional beliefs with Christian and Islamic influences. In South Africa, the Zulu people have maintained their traditional practices and beliefs, while also embracing Christianity and Islam. These examples demonstrate the ongoing efforts of African communities to preserve their cultural identity and heritage, despite the impact of religion. However, the impact of religion on Africa's culture cannot be overstated. The arrival of Christianity and Islam led to the erosion of traditional practices and beliefs, as well as the destruction of cultural artifacts and historical sites. Today, many African communities are struggling to reclaim their cultural heritage and restore their traditional practices and beliefs. This process is fraught with challenges, as it requires a critical examination of the role of religion in shaping Africa's cultural identity. In conclusion, the impact of religion on Africa's culture has been profound and far-reaching. While religion has brought many benefits to African societies, it has also led to the erosion of traditional practices and beliefs, and the destruction of cultural heritage. As we move forward, it is essential that we recognize the importance of preserving Africa's cultural diversity and promoting intercultural understanding. By exploring the complex relationship between religion and African culture, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the cultural heritage of Africa and its ongoing evolution. Thanks for watching, and we encourage you to further research this topic and share your thoughts in the comments below.